The game of the night last night in the NBA, Bucks and Hawks in Atlanta, and Trae Young trying to hang on a home court advantage, but instead this might be the moment that turns absolutely everything as he steps on the foot of the official, twisting his ankle. This came late in the third quarter. He'd come back in the fourth, but he clearly wasn't himself. He was still able to knock down long jumpers like that, and he had 35 points on the night, but it was Khris Middleton who would completely take over this game late. As Middleton knocking down a three there. He had 20 points in the fourth quarter, more than the entire Atlanta team. Middleton with 38 for the game. You see him here working. He's inside, he's outside, wherever you need it. He was terrific last night, and the Bucks get the win, and they steal home court advantage back, 113-102. He takes control of the game. He's the third player to score 20 points in the fourth quarter and outscore the opposing team in the last 25 postseasons. If you remembered that Joe Johnson had done that, then good for you. That was a tough one. Dirk Nowitzki, the other one there. So an extraordinary night for Khris Middleton, who, and as I bring my Uncle Seth back in here, Seth Greenberg, no relation, it does seem to me that Khris Middleton is polarizing is much too strong a word, but as far as people's perception of him, is he a superstar? Is he a good number two? Is he good enough even to be the second player on a championship team? How about last night? If he plays like that, do the Bucks become the team to beat for the championship?
He was a superstar last night. Yeah, the Bucks are a team to beat because he can get 38, Giannis can get 33. They can get 22 rebounds between them, and they've got other pieces that complement him. So, look, Khris Middleton isn't flashy. You know what he is? He puts on his hard hat. He comes to work every single day. He knocks down open shots, but what he's done is now his ability to beat you off the bounce. That little runner across the lane was big. Khris Middleton is the real deal. He's an all-star. Is he a number one or is he a number two? I don't know. But if those two guys are playing well, the Bucks are hard to beat. Okay,
fair enough. So now we have two teams that are in a little bit of trouble here. The Hawks are in some, the Clippers are in even more. So let's talk about their stars and what they need to do. Trae Young will be getting treatment, I have no doubt, nonstop between now and tomorrow night's Game 4. Give me a sense of what his stat sheet is going to have to look like tomorrow night for the Hawks to even this up.
I think he's got to not get to 35, but he's also got to get the 11 assists. And that's what I thought the Bucks did a good job of, was they took away the assist by going with that small lineup. But it's not just making shots. It's not just the floater when he shoots it. It's the plays he makes for others that basically are more inclusive and get other guys involved in the game. So Young's got to have like a 30, 35, and 11 game. When he does, that's obviously the Hawks are tough to beat. Can he do that on a bum ankle? I'm not sure.
All right, it is so brutal that happened last night in a postseason that has been filled with all of these injuries, some of which might be fatigue related, and that obviously is just the ultimate fluke moment, and it would be a terrible shame if it winds up really impacting the outcome. In the meantime, the Clippers trying to stave off elimination tonight on the road at Phoenix in that Game 5. Their star, Paul George, he's done a lot in this series. What does he have to do tonight for the Clippers to stay alive?
He's got to go Kevin Durant. That's what he's got to do. He's got to go Kevin Durant. He's got to probably drop 40, all right, impact the game, rebound in the basketball, and take over the game in the fourth quarter. That's what he's got to do. And Reggie Jackson's got to complement that with like a 25-point game. Those two guys have got to do basically what Giannis and Middleton did yesterday. They've got to dominate the game down the stretch. Now, look, Paul George has been terrific. And then in the big moment, he's got to make a big play. You know, I'm sure he's looking back and saying, what about those two free throws? He's had a great playoff. But when the game's on the line and you're Paul George and you've had playoff P and not so playoff P, you've got to make those plays. But he's got to drop 40. He's got to go Kevin Durant. But I think Reggie Jackson's got to compliment him, because when Jackson's good, the Clippers have got a Robin to, obviously, Paul George's Batman.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.